Today we are going to learn user group and permissions in Linux. So let's see users and groups first. So to check the current username, I can just run whoami command. So currently I am logged in as Ubuntu user. So in any Linux instance, there will be one user called as root user. The root user can literally do anything. He can delete the user, create the user, delete files, and install any packages, and etc. So root user has the privileged access. So let's create users now. So to create user, first I have to log in as root user. To log in as root user, I have the command called as sudo su then hyphen. So I am logged in as root user now. Now if I run whoami, I can get root instead of Ubuntu. Earlier I was logged in as Ubuntu user. Now I am logged in as root user. So now let's create users. To create users, we have the command add user, then the username. I will name it as developer1, and I have to provide the user password, full name, then other details I can provide. These all are optional. Then click on yes. So new user developer1 is created. Let me create one more user. So I will clear my screen. I will create one more user, add user tester1. Let me add password first. So now I have created two users. So now how to verify the users are created or not? For that I can cat one of the file, that is cat etc passwd. So it will list all the users in this particular instance. So now developer1 and tester1 are the latest users I have created. Both the users are created now. So now let me create some groups. So what's the use case of group? Group is nothing but collection of users. Group is very much helpful when we give the access to the users. For example, we can create one group and we can add multiple users into that particular group. Then instead of giving access to the individual users, we can give the access to the whole group. Then all the users inside that particular group will have inherit all these accesses. So that is the use of group. Let me create one group now. For that I have the command group add, then the group name. I will name it as developers. Then I will create one more group as testers. So two groups are created now. How to verify that? For that I have the command cat etc group. So I can cat this file. Here you can see latest groups are developers and testers. So users and groups are created. So let me clear my screen first. Then let me add my users to my particular groups. For that I have the command user mod. User mod means I am modifying the user -eg. Then the group name I can give. Group name is developers, and the which user I want to add. I want to add developer1. So developer1 is added to this particular group now. Similarly, if I do user mod -eg and testers and the username, that is tester1. So developer1 is added to developers group and tester1 is added to testers group. How to verify that? For that we have the command groups and the username I can give developer1. It will list all the groups added to this particular user, that is developers group is added to developer1 user now. Similarly, if I do tester1 now, groups tester1, tester group also present here. And one more thing, whenever a new user is created, a home directory will be created to that particular user. For example, if I go to cd/home and if I do ls now, you can see developer1, tester1, Ubuntu is the old user, but developer1 and tester1 is the users created by me just now. So each user will have its own home directories. So now let's see the permissions part. For that I will create some dummy directory. So first I will switch into the temp directory first, and in temp directory I am going to create a sample or a dummy directory. So mkdir, I will name it as dev files. To check the permission of this particular directory, I can run ls-l. So this command will just list the content in longer format. Here you can see for dev files, root and root means the owner of this directory is root, because as a root user I have created this dev files directory. Now I want to change this. I want developers to own this particular directory. For that I have the command chown. So chown means change the ownership to developer1 and colon, and I have to give the group name also. Group name is developers. Then the directory name, that is dev files. So now ownership is changed. If I run again ls-l, now you can see for dev files, the owner is developer1 and the group is developers. So this is how I can change the ownership of directory or files. Now let's see about the permissions. Permissions like read permission or write permission for particular directory or files. So for permissions, here you can see 10 characters here. The first character represents whether it is a directory or file. So now dev files is a directory, that's why the first character is D. And for file, for example here for test file, the first character is hyphen. So for directory, first character is D, and for file, the first character will be hyphen. And sometimes there will be L also, that means it is a symbolic link. So now dev files is a directory, that's why it is D now. Then next 9 characters represent the permission. And these 9 characters can be divided into 3 parts. The first part indicates the permission for the owner. The second part indicates the permission for the group. And the last part indicates the permission for the other users. Here you can see R, W and X. R means read permission, W means write permission, and X means execute permission. So for first part I have R, W and X means owner have read, write and execute permission. And for second part I have R and X means group will have read and execute permission. Similarly, other users also have read and execute permission. Both the group and other users won't have the write permission. Now I want to change this permission. I want to give read and write permission for group, and I want to remove the execute permission, and for other users I want to give only read access. How can I do that? For that I have the command called as chmod. Then I have to provide a 3-digit number, for example 600 or 777. Here each digit represents the permission for different kind of users. The first digit, that is 6 for owner, and second digit 0 is for group, and third digit 0 is for other users. I can explain this better with this particular table. So if I don't want to give any permission, then I can give 0. And if I want to give only execute permission, then 1. Only write permission, then 2. Write and execute 3. Only read permission, then 4. Read and execute 5. Read and write 6, and all the permission means 7. So this is just derived from this binary numbers. So now for owner I want to give all the permission, read, write and execute, that means 7. So first character will be 7. So next will be for group. For group I want to give read and write access, means 6. Then for others I want to give only read permission, that means 4. So chmod 764, then the directory name will be dev files. So now the permission is changed. If I do ls-l for dev files, it's a directory. Then for owner I have all the permissions, and for group I have read and write permission, and for other I have only read permission. So let's switch the user and check out this directory. For that I can run su and username developer1. This is for switch the users. Now I am root user. If I switch user to developer1 user, now I am logged in as developer1 user. If I run who am I am developer1. If I do ls-l now, I have dev files. I am able to read this directory, and if I go inside this directory, I don't have any files here. Let me create one file here, vi test file or something. Then add some dummy content and save that. And if I do ls, I have test file is created now. That means I am able to write the content inside this folder now. That is because developer1 is the owner of this particular directory, and the owner have read, write and execute permission. Let me check this with the test user now. If I exit this, I will be logged in as root user now. For example, if I run who am I now, I am root now. So now let me log in as tester user. So su and tester1 hyphen. So as a test user, if I do ls-l, I am able to see the dev files. That is because tester user is other users, and others will have read access. That's why tester is able to see the dev files. Now if I try to change the directory to dev files, I will get this permission denied error. That is because tester don't have the execute permission. So this is how you can provide the accesses. Now let me exit from test user. Now I am in root user. And the last command I want to do is deleting the users and groups. For that I will clear my screen first. Then I have the command user del, then the -r. If I provide -r, it will delete the home directory of that particular user also. Now let me delete tester1. I will get some warning like tester1 mail is not found, that you can ignore. So to confirm tester1 is deleted or not, I can just run cat etc passwd. So you can see latest user developer1 and tester1 is not there. Similarly, if I go to cd slash home, and I will clear my screen. And if I do ls, I have only developer1 and ubuntu directories. So tester1 home directory also get deleted because I have provided -r command. And if I list the groups, cat etc group, I still have testers group. And if I want to delete that group, I can just run group del and the group name, that is testers. So testers group is also deleted. If I run that command again, cat etc group, I don't have that testers group now. So this is how you can delete group and users. Delete commands are dangerous commands. You should not run frequently these commands. So that's it for today. We learned users, groups and permission today. So subscribe and check out other videos too, and keep learning.